Venerable Ajahn Chaya, Chapter 11, The Fire of Despair. The fire of despair burns the heart most terribly, in extreme cases even leading to loss of consciousness. This kind of fire generally arises when someone encounters serious devastation, which is of 5 types. 1. Losing one's parents, spouse, close relatives, or anyone near and dear to them too. Losing wealth, possessions, precious things, or professional stature 3. Losing good health 4. Losing morality 5. Losing right view, losing someone. Unimaginable sadness arises when we lose those very near and dear people who we depend on too much. Without proper awareness, the fire of this devastation burns our heart amidst our shameless crying and moaning. A loss of consciousness can ensue. This fire of despair burns so hotly that the person may lose the desire to live. They may moan constantly, and their behavior can become decidedly abnormal. It may become prudent to dial 911 and have the person sent to the hospital quickly. Indeed, serious grief and despair can arise when our heart gets broken over the loss of a loved one. And in today's world, it's very easy to 72 extinguishing the fires, find our hearts broken. The number of broken hearts we'll have in due time is unguessable and immeasurable. I feel compassion for those broken-hearted ones who are truthful, sincere, and righteous. They may have sincerely dreamed and imagined creating a great and happy marriage with their beloved partner. How tragic it no doubt feels to be dreaming of a beautiful future together when your partner leaves for another person. The painful question of why could drive a desperate person to suicide. It's as if he'd constructed a beautiful mansion in the sky, only to have it destroyed by a hurricane. Poor guy. Nothing is steady and predictable in this modern world. How about those who try to take another's love by force? It's not fair. And what about those who kill themselves when they can't secure the partner they'd hoped for? This is not heroic behavior. It's awful. How do we extinguish the fire of losing someone dear to us? This awful fire of despair cannot be extinguished except by those who practice meditation and have gained some extent of insight knowledge. As moral beings, it is good if we do our best to care for our dear ones without having too much attachment. In fact, it's the attachment that we need to abandon, as that is the cause of our suffering. Those lacking strong attachment and wrong view can overcome the fire of despair when a loved one is lost. We should recognize that no one can run away from death. When we lose a loved one, it's good to consider this law of nature. Practicing meditation with urgency and 73 Venerable Ajahn Chaya gaining insight knowledge can put us on the path to eliminating the fire of despair forever. When we lose a partner, proper attention is needed. The world has around 8 billion people, right? Among that vast population, couples come together because of the good karma they did together in previous lives. But if you're unfortunate enough to lose your partner due to a breakup, it's wise to consider that perhaps that person wasn't the right person for you anyway. Consider that the fire of despair might have burned you over and over had a toxic or otherwise doomed relationship persisted. Once the person is gone, just think, now, no more burning. Let the fire end right there. And who knows, the right person might present themselves before you know it. Don't let your heart burn over a partner leaving you. Acknowledge that you've suffered enough, and imagine that a good partner is on the way. All that being said, perhaps consider what I think is an even better approach. Take whatever you've experienced as a big, helpful lesson, and then stay alone. Just keep the Dhamma as your good friend. Don't kindle a new fire, because you have already suffered enough. As you are now a free person, you have the great opportunity to develop your virtue perfections and do many good things. You are now totally free from the slavery of being a husband or wife, boyfriend or girlfriend. Work to be rid of craving too. My Dhamma friends, may you become free from the bondage of mental defilements. Losing wealth. In most cases, a huge fire of despair ignites in the hearts of those who lose their wealth, job, or social position. 74 Extinguishing the fires. I remember hearing not long ago about a man who got laid off from his job here in local government. What did he do about it? He went out to Red Rock Canyon and took his life. I heard about this after his friend came to the temple to make an offering and transfer the good merit of it to the man. In making such a rash decision to end his life, imagine the chaos and stress he thrust upon his family and others who depended on him. Getting burned by the fire of despair because of a failure to know or consider natural law is very dangerous. Making an irreversible decision like killing yourself can have dramatic consequences and cause incredible hardship for the people one leaves behind. Not good at all. Please be cautious with your decisions. As for losing wealth, it's just temporary. Don't disappoint yourself to the point where you can't eat or sleep. As long as we are alive, we have other opportunities to earn money and replace what was lost. And unlike the man that I just described, if you lose your job, don't take it too seriously. Instead, find a temporary job to earn some income until you can get back on track with a job more suitable to your background and skill set. If we should lose our wealth, job, or position in life, it's good to keep positive thoughts and maintain balance. Find contentment with what you have. After all, nothing lasts long anyway, and nothing is controllable. Then, when the time is favorable, take advantage of the opportunity and use great effort to be prosperous again. Don't miss out. On the other side of the situation, when everything in life seems perfect and you feel successful and prosperous, don't become selfish, get lost in pride, or misuse your wealth. Instead, do good things with your resources, such as making charitable contributions. It is a 75 Venerable Ajahn Chaya fact of nature that the more contributions you make, the more you will prosper in the future. Whatever sorts of vicissitudes we encounter amongst our worldly conditions, good or bad, waxing or waning, up or down, they're all temporary. Don't be too disappointed by the downs or too proud of the ups. Rest assured that those who follow this guidance of the Buddha will find relief from the fire of despair, as one's right understanding will give him the upper hand. Put these principles into practice and receive the benefits. Losing good health. At one time or another, we've perhaps all experienced for ourselves or witnessed in others the despair that typically arises when one's good health is threatened. The terror of growing feeble and the mortality that inevitably follows causes us to lose sleep, worry endlessly, and even find ourselves in a panic or in chronic states of anxiety. These arising symptoms expose the burning of the fire of despair. Instead of getting lost in a maze of anxiety, we'd be better served by learning to manage uncomfortable emotions surrounding a decline in health through skillful means. Of course, I'm talking once again about wise attention and meditative development. Although we may have fond feelings surrounding the vigor, strength, and health of our youth, it is skillful to bear in mind that it is the nature of this mind and body to decay and decline. Nothing is permanent, including our good health. Whether it's the failing of our eyesight over time, the diminishing of our ability to hear, smell, or taste as we age, the aches and pains we feel as this body begins to wither, or the 1,000 different diseases that 76 extinguishing the fires could take hold of this body as the years and decades of our lives unfold, our inability to control this very unfolding and the suffering that surrounds the entire process of aging and decline is a sobering reality that should be acknowledged as simply the way it is. It is the nature of being a human. Fortunately, it is a fact that times of struggle, such as when we are confronted with failing health, provide excellent and fertile ground for meditative development. Not only do we have ample opportunity to reflect upon our situation wisely, such as how I just described, but we can also learn to see that feelings of pain and discomfort, or related emotions such as fear, worry, and sadness, simply arise, then pass away. These experiences appear to last long only when we fuel them with additional worry and concern. But that's only an appearance. In fact, these experiences are fleeting and insubstantial. Indeed, when we note them with mindfulness, pain, 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 or worrying, 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 the struggle drops away immediately, and we begin to recognize the impersonal nature of life's fleeting moments, unpleasant or otherwise. There's no need to burden ourselves with concern over a decline in our health, or in the health of those we hold close to our hearts. Instead, approach these inevitable conditions as opportunities for spiritual growth. Use wise attention and mindfulness to render the terror of despair inoperative. Watch as the fire of despair fades away and ceases to consume. 77. Venerable Ajahn Chaya, losing morality. Those who violate the universal law of the 5 moral principles are prone to a guilty conscience whenever they reflect on their actions. Dependent upon the degree to which they violated a given principle, they may also worry about possible punishment for breaking a law. As such, they may disappoint themselves and have fear of showing themselves in public. In extreme cases, they may decide that they don't want to live anymore. How do we cure this feeling? Simply stop doing the misdeed. Stop immediately, and don't do it again. Right then and there, start a new life, a new world, and improve yourself with good thoughts and good behaviors. It's also good to apologize to anyone you may have hurt and to ask them for forgiveness. As you are able to change and correct yourself, you will be proud of yourself and immediately gain self-respect. No need to feel guilty anymore. In reality, losing one's good character is much worse than losing one's wealth. When we lose our wealth, there is only the burning of the fire of despair. But when we lose our good moral character, we get burned by the fire of hell. By considering the consequences of good and bad behaviors, we can gain self-respect. May you have firm and pure moral conduct forever. Losing right view people holding the negative thoughts of wrong view don't believe in the true nature of things. They don't believe in 78 extinguishing the fires the next life, in the results of behaviors, they have no gratitude for their parents, and so on. As such, they go through life freely doing the wrong things rudely. Perhaps one day they'll realize their mistakes and make a change for the better. When folks with wrong view recall their poor decisions, they might feel shame, embarrassment, or disappointment. They might not even want to be a human being anymore. This sort of awful feeling is the burning of the fire of despair. In our human world, we are not supposed to harm others. Yet what happens when we have wrong view and lack understanding of karma? We need to have proper understanding so that we can make our lives valuable. We simply must believe in the law of cause and effect. We had yesterday, then we have today. As we have today, we will have tomorrow. Life is like the hour hand on a clock. It keeps turning, going from the past to the present, then continuing from the present to the future. It keeps doing this as long as battery power remains. As human beings, in order to have a good life now and in the future, we need to have right view. When we have the correct view, we have a good heart. When we have a good heart, we'll be able to do good things for the welfare and happiness of others. Then, we will be worthy of our human life, having performed human duties for mankind to the best of our abilities. A person with right view has good opinions. He or she has loving kindness, compassion, and truthfulness. Whatever they do or say will be a positive contribution to the world, leaving good heritage, a good legacy, good lessons and examples, and offering a great education to the young stars of the next generation. 79. Venerable Ajahn Chaya, one who gains right view as if in repayment of their past misdeeds, may be well poised to put forth strong energy toward offering significant benefits to mankind, society, one's nation, and one's religion. As they do, they can find some relief from serious consequences of their past misdeeds. Gradually, they can step away from that cycle altogether. By including a meditation practice, they will come to realize that mind and matter are what is real, and that everything arises due to a cause. They will see for themselves that their past opinions and beliefs were totally wrong. 80.